So, Helver's Night is a play that is set, well, it's not time specific, but it feels like it's set within a kind of pre-wartime period, and potentially in somewhere like Eastern Europe and stuff, but we're being very careful not to be too specific where it is, because the idea is also that, you know, these sort of oppressive conflicts and stuff are still happening in today's light as well. But the whole of the play is set within one room or a house, which is suggested that it's a tenant building, sort of like high-rise building in somewhere. And Carla lives there with Helver, who is her child, and a boy that she's adopted when she was looking for her own child and found him sat outside an institution. And so she took him under her wing, and Helver's been living there ever since. And so they live in this one sort of bedroom apartment, and our audience are kind of within this apartment as well. So within the play, we want them to feel like they're in the room. So it's a bit like a film set, and so the walls continue all the way around the actual back of the audience and stuff. And Helver is he's a strange character. He's a grown man, but he's got sort of instincts of a sort of child still. Like it's never sort of stated in the play if there's anything wrong with him or what is wrong with him, but he is sort of fascinated by this idea of like fascism, I guess, but doesn't fully understand the concept of what fascism is, and actually he's excited about basically playing a game of soldiers, and he doesn't realise that the soldiers who are real in this world are actually playing with him in a sense, and the end of the story is actually quite horrible when we come to a point where Carla realises that what these guys are going to do, and without spoiling the ending too much, kind of it comes to a sort of fate where Carla has to make a very difficult decision. And again, that's another reason why we wanted to set it within the kind of parameters of a sort of very closed apartment, so that our audience kind of feel like they're really almost a fly on the wall watching in on this kind of decision that's very hard for Carla to make. Okay, so again, like I said, the practical components of the design, the idea was that it is in a one-bedroom apartment, but also the idea that me and how the director were very keen was that our audience went on a journey before they started, and so our audience do come through here, but before they even enter the space, they are sort of invited or forced to sort of walk down this sort of dark tunnel that you can't really see from your view, but walk down this dark tunnel which will be full of smoke, will be full of smells of the outside world, and the outside world is sort of dangerous and there's burning going on. There's some sort of like war or thing happening, and we don't really know what it is at a point. And our audience are invited to walk down the end to a door where they'll see through sort of little lace curtains a light creeping out, and Carla's already in the house. She's cooking soup and she's waiting for Helver to return home. So as the audience come in, Carla will be there, sort of living as if she's sort of, you know, just getting on, cooking her soup, washing up, watching the time, wondering kind of where he is. And our audience will be invited to kind of walk in, sit there and sort of wait for him as well, so they're already part of the action. The main sort of moving sides of the set really are one door's open at the moment here, but at the end there's these doors that open up to suggest that kind of the world has crumbled away when the sort of the war or whatever is happening outside that gets more and more kind of ferocious. And then the other idea is that when the show is on, this becomes kind of a full back wall, and the reason for that is that we've got people working behind this space to create sort of live sound effects. So maybe someone's over here behind this corner of audience and they're hearing like a cat scratching or something horrible going on in the corner, where actually this audience don't experience that, but they may experience something completely different. So the idea is, yeah, it's a different experience for every person. And up here we've got, you can't see the camera, so there's some windows which are behind there is a sort of balcony and steps which people can actually run up behind. And although it's not clear enough that you see through the window, you'll see sort of shadows of movement outside and stuff. So yeah, it's very much this idea that around this apartment there's a lot going on, and it's on the brink of trying to break in, and it's that sort of unstableness that it's where inside the apartment it's warm, it's a poor apartment, but it's cosy and like they're safe for the meantime.